EastEnders star Claire Norris has marked 1 year since her exit from the BBC soap, and fans still aren't over it. The Bernie Taylor actress took to Instagram to share some throwback snaps of her first and last days on set. "This time last year, my last day filming EastEnders versus my first day," she wrote in the caption. "It's been a year today since I filmed my last scene as Bernie and hung up her purple coat. Where has that time gone?" Reflecting on her time on the show, she continued, "I still remember my first day very clearly. I was obviously nervous, excited, my brain questioning, is this even real? And a lot of self-doubt. Had they picked the right girl? However, I left with so much confidence and belief in myself, and that's what this job gave me in abundance. I am still forever grateful for having 8 years on Enders. I learnt from the very best, and it has given me a platform to keep inspiring and be inspired. https://www.instagram.com/ps/dx_ps/?I am_index=1. A trip down memory lane, and what a whirlwind memory to have. Bernie was at the heart of Albert Square from 2017 until her exit in 2025. During that time, she had some major storylines, including a teen pregnancy, miscarriage, and being a surrogate. One of her final storylines saw her lose brother Keanu Taylor after he was murdered by Linda Carter, Kelly Bright, on Christmas Day in 2023. Bernie later found out the truth about his death and blackmailed the Six with her knowledge. In 2025, Bernie was listed as the trustee to Nish Panesar's businesses after his death, and she wasted no time in stealing a significant sum of the money before leaving the square to reunite with her family. Fans still fondly remember Bernie, and took to the comments of Claire's post to share how missed she is. "We miss you on the show," one said, while another added, "We love and miss Bernie. Proud of your journey and all the storylines you tackled," a third said. Her former co-stars were also quick to share the love, with Lorraine Stanley, who played Bernie's on-screen mum Karen Taylor, writing a sweet message. "So many good memories made with you," she said. "Bernie is such a wonderful character, and I'm glad I got to play your mum. We really did have the best time. And laughed so much," she continued, signing off. "Bug hugs XXXX Mummy T." Meanwhile, Denzel Dane's star Jaden Ladega added, "Missing you, Claire. Keep killing it." It had been a full year since the square felt the absence, and yet somehow nothing had quite filled the gap. In the world of EastEnders, departures are nothing new. Characters come and go, stories twist and turn, and Albert Square carries on like it always has. But every now and then a goodbye lands differently. It lingers. It echoes. It refuses to fade. This was one of those. The anniversary crept in quietly at first. No dramatic drumroll, no explosive return teaser. Just a simple post on social media from the former star. A single image. A behind-the-scenes snapshot from their final day on set. The familiar cobbles. The Queen Vic glowing in the background. A caption that read, "1 year ago today. Forever grateful." Within minutes, the internet lit up. Fans flooded the comments with heart emojis, crying gifs, and the same sentiment repeated over and over again. "We're still not over it." And they weren't. Because this wasn't just about a character leaving. It was about what that character represented. 4 years they had been at the center of some of the show's most gripping storylines. Stories of love, betrayal, redemption, and heartbreak that had woven themselves into the lives of viewers. People didn't just watch. They felt every moment. The exit episode itself had been unforgettable. A slow burn build-up that exploded into raw emotion in its final moments. The kind of episode that leaves you staring at a blank screen long after the credits roll, trying to process what you've just cut too deep. Confessions that came too late. A final look silent, heavy with everything left unsaid. And then just like that they were gone. No dramatic death. No shocking twist. Just a departure that felt painfully real. Maybe that's why it hit so hard. Over the past year, EastEnders has continued to deliver its usual mix of drama and intrigue. New faces have arrived. Old rivalries have reignited. Secrets have been exposed. But for many fans, something has felt different. There's been a noticeable absence in the heart of the show. A missing energy that no storyline has quite managed to replicate. Fan forums have kept the memory alive. Threads dedicated to the best moments, most heartbreaking scenes, and why they should come back pop up almost weekly. Clips from iconic episodes continue to circulate, racking up thousands of views as fans relive the highs and lows all over again. One scene in particular seems to resurface more than any other: the goodbye. It wasn't flashy. It didn't rely on shock value. It was quiet, intimate, devastating. Two characters standing face to face, both knowing this was the end. No dramatic music swelling in the background. Just the weight of their history hanging in the air. When the final line was spoken, it didn't feel scripted. It felt real. That authenticity is what made the performance so powerful, and why it continues to resonate a year later. The actor's portrayal had always been praised for its depth. They had a way of making even the smallest moments feel significant. A glance, a pause, a subtle shift in tone. Everything carried meaning. It's no surprise, then, that their departure left such a lasting impact. In interviews since leaving, the star has spoken candidly about their time on the show. They've described it as life-changing. A place where they grew not just as an actor, but as a person. They've expressed gratitude for the fans, the cast, and the crew who made the experience so special. But they've also hinted at the difficulty of saying goodbye. It's never easy to walk away from something that's been such a big part of your life, they said in one interview. But sometimes you have to trust that it's the right moment. Still, they've never completely ruled out a return. And that's been enough to keep hope alive. Because in the world of EastEnders, anything is possible. Characters thought to be gone forever have a way of reappearing when you least expect it. A knock at the door. A familiar face emerging from the shadows. A twist that changes everything. Fans know this. They've seen it happen before. And so they wait. They analyze every hint, every cryptic post, every interview quote, searching for signs that a comeback might be on the horizon. Some are convinced it's only a matter of time. Others aren't so sure, but they hold on to hope anyway. Because the truth is, certain characters don't just fade away. They become part of the fabric of the show. Their stories continue to matter, even in their absence. And a year later, this one still does. As the anniversary post continued to gain traction, something interesting began to happen. Former co-stars chimed in, sharing their own memories from the set. Photos from cast parties, behind-the-scenes laughs, moments that fans had never seen before. It was a reminder that the impact of the departure wasn't limited to viewers. It was felt just as deeply by those who had worked alongside them. One co-star wrote, "Miss this every day." Another added, "The square isn't the same without you." Those words carried weight, because they confirmed what fans had been saying all along. This wasn't just nostalgia. It was something real. By the end of the day, the post had become more than just a personal reflection. It had turned into a collective moment, a shared acknowledgement of what had been lost, and what still remained. A year on, the characters' absence is still felt. Their story is still discussed. Their impact is still undeniable. And perhaps that's the true mark of a great performance. Not just the ability to captivate in the moment, but to endure long after the spotlight has moved on. As the comments continued to pour in, one stood out among the rest. "Come back to Albert Square. Just once. That's all we're asking." Simple. Honest. Hopeful. Whether that wish will ever come true remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. A year later, fans still aren't over it. And maybe they never will be. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to EastEnders Spoilers Official.